lot of thunder in St. Louis earlier today, but it's turning into a beautiful night at Busch Stadium as we welcome the Brewers to town for the first time. There is the weather information. Should have no trouble getting this one in as Chip and Brad join you, and we join our colleague Jim Hayes with some Cardinals news.
Yeah, Chip, the Cardinals did make a roster move today. Cesar Prieto called up from AAA. And Thomas Saggese sent back to Memphis. Ali Marmol told me this move was really about Saggese.
It's hard to envision, even over the next couple weeks, of him playing more than twice a week. And for his age, skill set, and the things he's trying to work on when it comes to pitch recognition and just controlling the strike zone, those are difficult skills to develop playing 2 times a week. So we think it's best for him to go down, hone in those skills.
Prieto was hitting .311 at Memphis. Also had 6 homers, Chip. He spent a lot of time in the weight room in the offseason to tap into that power.
That's a good point, Jimmy. It also gives Ali a nice weapon, Brad, off the bench, a left-handed hitter with some thump. And for Saggese, just 10 at-bats since April the 14th. He needs to play to get that swing back on track.
Yeah, you know, it's hard as a player to hear that it's better for you, but in the long run, you hope it will be. As we take a look at Kyle Leahy. Leahy's making his 7th start of the season, Chip. He has faced the Brew Crew before, but never in this capacity. His first start against the Brewers. Take a look at the pitch arsenal. 4-seam, sinker, curve, slider, sweeper, and changeup. His curveball was really good last time out against the Pirates. He was dialed in, struck out 7, a season high for Leahy. Hopefully he's got some more of that swing and miss cooking tonight.
Well, Pat Murphy's got another good team, and finally they're getting healthy. The Brewers have used 33 different lineups this year, and they're very happy to get some of their principals back in there, most noticeably Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn, both of whom have missed almost the entire season. They're still without Christian Yelich, Brad, but they've won 4 of their last 5 games and have outscored their opponents by an astounding 31 runs in that stretch.
No, crazy impressive what they've been able to do without those guys in that lineup. You know that Jackson Chourio is a game changer. Andrew Vaughn was really good when he came over from the White Sox a year ago. So a real shot in the arm for this Brewers team, who is already playing some pretty good baseball, coming in at 3 games over 500.
Well, last year the Cardinals and Brewers played 13 times. Milwaukee won 7. The Cardinals won 6. As we showed you in our opening comments, this has been a very evenly played series over the last decade. We'll see what gives tonight as Leahy's first is upstairs and game 1 with the Brew Crew is underway. Garrett Mitchell leading off, a .231 average, a homer, and 21 runs driven in. Mitchell hoping for a healthy season, Brad. He too was plagued by injury last season in Milwaukee.
No, it's frustrating when that happens. You know, he can be a game changer. He does have a lot of swing and miss in his game, though, off the top. 41 strikeouts for him as that curveball lands for strike 2.
Leahy 3-3, looking for his first win at Busch Stadium this year. This is his 3rd home start. And Mitchell didn't offer there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brewers don't have a lot of power, at least they haven't, as comprised before tonight's game. Just 22 homers as a team. There's a good start for Leahy. Gets him up and away to swing and miss. Leahy, who struck out 7 against the Pirates, has his first against Milwaukee tonight. Here's your Cardinal defense. Church, Scott, and Walker can go get him in the outfield. Nolan Gorman, Mason Wynn, JJ, and Alec on the right side, and Pedro Pajes is the man behind the plate. Jackson Chourio, a 21 homer man last year. They got a big scare the other day on his minor league rehab, didn't they?
Yeah, rehab. He ended up fouling one off his leg. Had to come out of the game. Ended up being all right. He was dealing with a hand fracture. That's what he has missed all of this season with to this point. But just a big part of what they're trying to do offensively. 21 home runs last year, 20 a year before that for Jackson Chourio. Only 22 years old.
That's whacked toward left center. And Victor's not going to get that. It's off the base of the fence. Churio's back with a bang. He's going to have a 1-out stand-up double.
Kyle Leahy went with a sweeper here to Chourio, which could be a good pitch to him if you land it on the outer half. This one just hangs up, though, thigh high away. And again, they're so excited to get him back into this lineup. That's what he has. He's got doubles, homers, power.
So Bryce Terang bats with a runner in scoring position for the first time. Terang had to be scratched yesterday. He had an undisclosed illness. Good enough to go in game 1 tonight. And Terang, a .291 average, 27 runs scored. He's an on-base machine. He's walked 27 times. No balls and a strike, and that's going to be a key for Leahy. Brad, the batter ahead, pitcher ahead splits are really noticeable with Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, look, everybody wants to work ahead, and that's something that Kyle has struggled with a little bit this year. Was actually better last time out against the Pirates, hence the racking up a bunch of strikeouts, but you'd love to see counts like this for him.
That's grounded foul past first. When Leahy pitches in a 1-0 count, the league hitting .353 against him. When he starts the count 0-1, 100+ point difference, 245 the average. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's 1 out of 3 in first pitch strikes here in the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes for Bryce Terang. Chopper hit towards second, 1 second, Sacker to another, 2 outs. And William Contreras is next. Contreras at .298. 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. Like his brother, this kid was born to hit. William has had a great run since coming over to Milwaukee in a trade with Atlanta.
Swings and turns himself into a really good catcher.
1-0 pitch. That's called a strike. Emil Jimenez has the dish here in game 1.
Tell you what, for Leahy, he can stay there all day. 95 with sink at the bottom of the zone. Yes, please.
Churio at third, and a liner softly hit to short, and that will retire the side. Churio's back with a vengeance, but Milwaukee fails to score in the first. The Cardinals sent J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, and Alec Burleson to the plate. Chad Patrick is the Brewers starter. We'll see how he fares next. Well, the Cardinals have been playing great. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. They're 6-4, Brad, in this stretch of 17 games in 17 days. And as we talked about, the offense continues to fly high, even though we had a little speed bump yesterday against the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's going to happen. You're going to run into those every once in a while. But this has been a versatile group, a group that has been able to bounce back time and time again. And good chance they'll do it again here today.
J.J. Weatherholt is delivered a strike, and I don't know if it's National Fastball Day or not, but it might be with Chad Patrick.
Well, a little bit different though with his fastball that he leans on. It's labeled a cutter, but certainly has the action oftentimes of a bigger slider. Take a look at it. Cutter generally averaging about 89 miles an hour. The 4-seam sinker, slurve, and changeup. But you're right, it's generally going to be something hard coming your way, but varies directions.
That's it to the right side. Bowers flips to Patrick, and Weatherholt's retired. He's won for his last 13 to the plate. And 1 up, 1 down. Partner, what's your Toyota key for the Cardinals to win game 1?
Yeah, against Chad Patrick, it's no fishing. Don't go fishing for that cutter slash slider off the plate away. That's what he's going to want you to do. He's going to throw that on the outer half and try to get you to expand. If the Cardinals can keep him in the zone, they're going to have a lot of success.
Would you say he's kind of a modern version of Lance Lynn in that heavy fastball usage and the different shapes he uses that pitch with?
Yeah, not afraid to pour it in, for sure. Lance didn't use that cutter as much as he does, but absolutely, look, it's a good way to go. When you can tunnel 3 different fastballs, and we're talking about tunneling, we're talking about 3 pitches coming out of the same slot, and then right at the last minute going different directions, that's going to be highly effective. And then you can keep people a little off balance with that slower slurve that he'll drop in. But I like the aggressive nature, and certainly it's played out in the young career of Patrick, because you look at the bulk of work coming into action. He's got a 3.35 ERA over 147 innings.
But he will do that. He will walk you if you let him. To your point, don't chase him around the strike zone.
Yeah, 5 walks in his last outing against the D-backs. Still had a very successful outing. He was able to navigate it.
Or that went in for a strike. He got a little lightheaded on the mound and actually had his start delayed by a day because he couldn't see for about 10-15 seconds, like a rush of blood to the head.
I've had outings like that.
Full count for Ivan Herrera. 4 homers, 14 ribbies for him. He's reached in 20 consecutive games. He'll try to keep that alive tonight. Line into center. That almost picked off Dexter Kelly, the second base umpire. So Herrera with a base hit gives him a 10-game hitting streak against Milwaukee head-to-head. And there's a Cardinals start in the first.
3-2 count. Ivan Herrera was hunting that cheese. He got it 95 miles an hour right down the middle. And take a look at this stroke. Nice and easy. 102 right back up the box. And Dexter Kelly, the second base umpire, he matrixed around that one. He was fine. All limber now.
That brings up Alec Burleson. Nice award for him, the National League's Player of the Week.
Had himself a pretty good week too, didn't he? 407 the average, 1225 OPS for Alec Burleson.
So a 7-game hitting streak for him. Short lead at first for Herrera. And that one fouled away. That'll cost Alec a second strike.
Well, prior to this streak, Alec was going through a cold spell, and he's talked about this, talked about it leading into the season. One of his big keys that he wanted to work on this year, don't let the lows get too low, right? Be able to work through them. You know how diligently he works, able to snap out of that, and been, again, one of the most productive Cardinals offensive players.
Swing and a miss. Burleson took a mighty swing and came up empty. And there's your second out. As we check out the Brewers defense, that's been one of their calling cards during this very impressive run of 90-win seasons. They're very young, they're very athletic, and they play solid fundamental baseball.
Sounds like a team I know.
Yeah,
right? Really.
right?
I mean, these two teams mirror each other in a lot of different aspects. Certainly the defense and the base running both are very, very tight.
Walker didn't get that explosive cutter. No balls and a strike. 10 homers, 27 driven in for Jordan. He had a nice series against the Dodgers. They ended his hitting streak yesterday at 5 games, but he did walk and score the lone Cardinals run. He has gotten himself into a lot of hitters' counts, and he is taking advantage of it. A ball and a strike. It will be interesting to see how patient the Cardinals can be. They have done an excellent job of piling up pitches early in the game against opposing starters. Pat Murphy does have a relatively quick hook for his starting arms. And their bullpen still settling in. The pitch upstairs, ball 3. I don't think Chad liked that last pitch.
You think he's a little upset?
I think so.
What leads you to that conclusion?
I'm an excellent lip reader. 3-1 is in for a strike.
You like that one though. 95 coming back, and boy, those are some skills that will really pay off for you, Chip. Probably shouldn't mention any of the things you're reading here, but
family show. Runner at first will take off. That's Herrera as the count's full. Big lead. There he goes, and Walker drives it into left. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Churio charging hard, no chance to advance, and Walker got ahead in the count. Didn't hit it hard, but has the second Cardinals hit.
Yeah, he was able to fight. This was a 96-mile-an-hour four-seam in his kitchen, and he's still able to muscle this thing out. Your Chevy pitch track. This is a pitch 2 weeks ago when he was going through his little funk that was going to shatter his bat right there. Able to pull the hands in just enough to keep things rolling.
Nolan Gorman has a chance now at the 7 o'clock mark in St. Louis. And got under it. Popped it up. Terang at second. Looks into the bright blue skies that match that Brewers uniform top. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits. And we're off to the second. No score at Busch Stadium.
Home Depot.
Let's check out tonight's Bet365 betting odds. It's around the Cardinals starter Kyle Leahy. Can he get this game into the 6th today?
Well, he last time out ended up going 5 1/3. That was the season high for Kyle Leahy, and looked like he was cruising through it. Just ran into a little bit of a roadblock there in the 6th. Gave up a pair of home runs. 4 of the 9 hits that he surrendered were there in that 6th inning. He's looking to build off of that last outing.
First baseman Jake Bauers takes a strike. Bauers at .243 with 5 homers. Former Ray, former Guardian, former Mariner, current Brewer. They do as good a job as any at taking players who don't fit in or work out someplace else and making them work in Milwaukee. And they can't wait to get that guy back. Christian Yelich. Lifted out of play, foul. Yelich out with a groin issue. Quinn Priester's recovering from thoracic outlet syndrome. Rob Sestrinsky is out with a left shoulder, and Brandon Woodruff another shoulder issue.
Woodruff came out of the game the other day very early. Fastball didn't go over, I believe, 87 or 88 for him. Woodruff's a guy I know, a Brewer, a rival. He's a guy that I always rooted for. I like his game. Hope he heals up.
Vaughn's the DH. He waits on deck. Leahy has a full count. Jackson Chourio has the first Brewers hit. He was stranded after a double. And did he go? Yeah, they'll ring him up at the plate. Leahy's got his second strikeout.
Well, 2 strikeouts, both via the fastball early in the ball game. Last time out for Leahy, the strikeouts were coming via the curveball. This time rides that 4-seam upstairs. Bauers can't hold himself up.
So a second Brewers slugger welcomed back, Andrew Vaughn. He fractured the hamate bone on opening day. And didn't get that. A swing and a miss. You mentioned it, another guy that came over from the White Sox and exploded in the National League.
He was really good, man. Since coming over, he had an .869 OPS in 46 games last year with the Brew Crew.
That's a little pop into shallow center. It's going to be Mason Wynn with his back to the infield. Who makes that play?
Well, Mason is as good as they get at that play back to the infield. Kind of like to see Vic come a little harder and get that ball coming in. But maybe Mason was calling it early.
Mind you, Doc Brown in Major League.
Nice. Nice catch. Don't ever do it again.
That was a good impression, by the way. Nicely done.
No, I skipped a word, but it was safer for everybody.
I read your lips, though.
Thank you.
Sal Frelick is your hitter. Frelick off to a slow start. 208 average, 3 homers, and 9 driven in. That's not like him. 2 balls and a strike.
A very patient hitter, though, as you know. He is a guy who does not chase a lot, does not swing and miss a lot. You're going to have to get him in the zone.
There's some more of that patience. 3 balls and a strike. Last year, the Brewers had the best record in the big leagues with 97 victories. And outside, a free pass from Leahy. It comes with 2 outs. Brewers with 90 wins in 4 of the last 5 seasons. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus and subscribe today. Luis Rengifo is your batter. They got him as a free agent in mid-February. A base runner in each of the first 2 innings for Kyle tonight. And that one pinches a corner. Rengifo, a lot of years with the Angels. Frelick, a good lead at first. And outside. This is something the Brewers do very well. They've walked 156 times, including one in this inning for the season.
They are incredibly patient. You mentioned some of the power numbers too, and obviously changes without Churio,
Right.
without Vaughn, but you really want to go after these guys.
That's how you do it. He sawed him right off. And Leahy works around a 3-1 count and a 2-out walk. Nothing doing for the Brewers. Mason Wynn will get it started in the Cardinals' second.
To Pixent.
Time for the home second. Time also for our Wells Fargo active Mike. For that, let's join the cap.
With the pitching coach, Dusty Blake, Kyle Leahy off to a good start. Couple of strikeouts on fastballs. What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, so far, doing a good job mixing his hand. And those two situations right there did a good job with the two-strike execution. Want to make sure we can keep building on that.
He's a guy that has a huge arsenal, right, but making the transition from bullpen to starter. What are the challenges he faces?
Yeah, it's tough to figure out that routine. Once you've gotten into a routine as a bullpen guy and you're throwing every day and you're available, 6 out of 7 days, depending on how much work you're getting, you have to stay ready. Completely different as a starter, where you're throwing 90 to 100 pitches. You've got 5 to 6 days in between. How do you prepare for your ramp into your bullpen? What type of workload do you want in your bullpen? What are the things post bullpen that give you the best chance to be ready in your next start day? So there's a lot of different dynamics that are involved there versus relievers, both obviously incredibly difficult at this level, but still continuing to connect and adapt on the things that are helping him most in that process.
He said figuring out which of his pitches to throw when he's seeing a guy for second and third time through the order.
Yeah, that's a little bit of him just being able to diversify what's coming out of his hand. He has a 6-pitch arsenal. They're all quality pitches. Making sure we're not getting to a third time through with some of these guys where they've only seen 2 or 3 of those pitches, even though we faced them 3 times or going into that third at bat. So finding the guys that we can mix, who to start off slow a little bit more, who to mix in more velo with 2, who to mix in more soft pre-2K, or if we get behind, like all those things are important to make sure we can show the whole hand.
As you watch your pitchers, what's it like standing next to that fella, Yadi Molina?
Yeah, he's obviously impressive. It's exciting to have him around for all the homestands and some on the road. Yeah, we get to go back and forth on what we're seeing in the game, what we're seeing with hitters, how we want to attack guys. Good to obviously get the context and experience and the success he's had right here beside me as we're walking through some of those situations.
Good stuff. Thanks for sharing.
Awesome. Thanks.
Chip?
Thank you, Jim. The always thoughtful Dusty Blake as Nathan Church rifles one toward left center, and that'll be tracked down by Mitchell on the warning track. Church just missed, and he's retired for out number 1. We've said this before, and Dusty's mentioned this as well for Leahy, and it stands to reason. This is a new role for him. Learning these things and getting into the routine of a routine is still a ongoing process.
Yeah, and it's not that he's never had this role before. He was a starter in the minor league, started, prior to that, started in college. But it is different at this level. The resources are different. The feedback is different, and certainly the competition is a lot different. And then after having the year that he had last year out of the bullpen, as Dusty said, being ready every single day, you do have to figure it out. You have to figure out what ends up working for you. But at the end of the day, on your 5th day or 6th day, wherever it falls for your start date, just go out there and compete. And that's something that Kyle Leahy has no problem doing. I mean, this guy is as dialed in as anybody you're going to find. So he'll figure out those things in between. And I'm sure he's already got a very good framework of what it's going to look like for his routine in between starts. But I like watching him compete.
It's fun, too, when you break down the numbers of the other Cardinals starters that have experienced what he is experiencing this year. They're pretty similar. Both Micah McGreevy, Andre Palante, and Matthew Liberatore, first 5-6 starts, their numbers are all relatively close. The same number of strikeouts, roughly the same number of innings. ERAs fluctuate, as do the wins and losses, but the underlying numbers, Brad, look pretty much alike.
Yeah, absolutely. And the underlying numbers for the last 8 games for the Cardinals starting staff in general look very good. And I think that's a good look back when you're looking at young starters of how they're breaking in, Chip. It's not always perfect. You don't always just go on a run right away. You're going to take some lumps along the way. You're going to figure some different things out, and that's part of the process. And all of these guys, I love watching the starters. They all watch the game together. They all talk together. They all help each other out throughout. And that's how you learn, man. You learn by going through the experiences. Certainly learn with Dusty Blake breaking stuff down there for Kyle Leahy in between innings. You get better and better each and every time you go out there.
Paez swung at a ball around his collarbone and is struck out. That's 2 for Patrick. The other part of it, too, is the players made a commitment to adjusting to this role. The organization and the coaching staff has also made a commitment to stick to this process.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point because we used the term a lot last year, and it was more position players, but runway, right? How much runway does this guy have? Well, for Kyle Leahy, like, they made a transition. They took a very pivotal piece out of their bullpen. They put it in the rotation just like they did Liberatore a year prior. It's going to be his to go and get.
Victor Scott picks on the first pitch. The throw goes through to third too late. And the Cardinals have a rally, first and third, a walk and a single. And J.J. Weatherholt coming up. And boy, did Victor need that.
Vic needed that for sure. The Cardinals offense need that. This guy's a difference maker when he's figuring out ways to get on. So gets himself one of those cutters. It's center cut. That's a short stroke. Line drive stroke right up the middle. Again, second place umpire Dexter Kelly dodges another bullet his way.
So that snaps an 0 for 15 for Mr. Scott. Let's see if Weatherholt can bring home Mason Wynn. He bounced out to first in the first. It's been really fun watching J.J. Weatherholt succeed, not having faced almost all of these pitchers he's facing, right? He's getting a book on the fly, and he's flourishing batting first. And facing Patrick for the first time at the big league level. And a line drive's going to make it 1-0. Victor cuts the bag at second. He'll go to third. Cardinals have back-to-back 2-out hits and a 1-0 lead.
Chip, JJ went down and got a really tough pitch. That was a cutter down under the plate. And he was able to golf this thing into right field. Chevy pitch track. That's where he wanted it. He wanted it under the zone, was trying to get him to roll over it. But JJ's swing path able to elevate that tough cutter.
RBI number 17 for Weatherholt. And now Ivan Herrera will hit. He singled in the first inning. Cardinals score first and lead 1-0. Don't you love it when the offense cashes in a leadoff walk and the bottom of the order's coming up? That's exactly what's happened here in inning number 2. And popped up. That ball cut in on his hands, and at third, Rengifo squeezes that, and that'll retire the side. J.J. Weatherholt singles with 2 outs. Mason Wynn scores, and the Cardinals lead early.
Art School of Nursing.
From the field of finance, the Stiefel patch on every Cardinals jersey represents more than a logo. It's a symbol of strength, strategy, and success. From investment banking to wealth management, Stiefel helps clients pursue their financial goals. Kyle Leahy's got a lead. He'll face David Hamilton, the 9th place hitter for Milwaukee. Hamilton, no homers, 7 RBIs. Got to be aware of the bunt with him. That's why Gorman is in on the grass at third base, and Alec even with the bag at first. In the air to center, and plenty of room for Victor to backpedal. There's out number 1. So Leahy, first time through the order, Brad, 2 for 9 in first pitch strikes, but only 2 base runners so far.
Well, hopefully that's the trend that flips second time around, right? Being able to get ahead, command those counts, and then expand. You mentioned it, Chip. This is a very patient bunch that the Brewers bring.
So Garrett Mitchell, his second time through, he swung and missed his first time up. Cardinals a game and a half in front of Milwaukee in the division. The Brewers come in at 18-15. St. Louis has won 20 of its first 34 games and are 2 games behind the Cubs.
A nice sequence right there. He went change up to get back into the count at the bottom of the zone, then backdoor slider.
Dizzy Dean would say that one slid and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground, a rollover. Nice top spin hop for JJ. Quickly 2 outs. And Churio, the batter, he ripped a double to the left center field gap his first time up. He's a cautionary tale about the WBC. He was getting ready for that, and that's how he got hurt.
I guess it could have happened any time, right? It was in a game in spring training where just got hit with an errant pitch.
It's so exciting, even for players who are trying to beat the Cardinals, to see kids of this talent level and this age get to the big leagues early in their careers. No balls, 2 strikes. So Connor Griffin with the Pirates. J.J. Weatherholtz, of course, with the Cardinals. This guy.
Yeah, 3rd season at 22 years old.
Yeah. Line to center, and Churio's back with a 2-for-2 night. Seem to remember a Milwaukee Brewer coming up at the age of 19 that went to on to have a pretty good career. A guy by the name of Robin Yount.
Well, they are so happy to have this guy back in the mix. First at bat, it was a sweeper thigh high. This time a sinker down and away. Where's he hit it? Well, he hits it to the other side of the ballpark.
So he's 2-for-2 and draws a throw. Churio, a 2020 man last year. Got to keep an eye on him in a 1-run game. Terang rolled out to second. So he's 0-for-1. He is clipping the corners. That's fun to watch with movement. Strike 1. Fouled straight back. Good cut. Something Ollie mentioned about Leahy that's been impressive as he's gotten deeper into this starting assignment. That fastball's got a little more zip.
Yeah, I want to see him hold that velo, right? Last time out for him, he was able to hold it through about 3-4 innings. Started to tail off a tiny bit, but still very effective throughout the ball game.
Swing and a miss. That sweeper explosive right across the shoe tops, and Churio left stranded at first, where the Cardinals lead 1-0. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers, by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care, and by Rally House St. Louis. It's your city, it's your house. It's the Rally House. The old saying is true. The April showers have brought May flowers and a lot of great young Cardinal fans to the ballpark for our first look at the Brewers tonight.
These kids got the right idea. Those hats have wins all over them. Chip, you actually mentioned it before the game. You said I might need to break out the Cardinal hat tonight.
Yeah, I can't find it in the booth. It's here somewhere.
Okay, you know, things end up having legs around here. That's a nice hat.
Yeah. Always fashionable. as the player of the week in the National League, Alec Burleson, takes a strike. You mentioned that quiet series against Seattle. I think that made Alec mad. He went off against the Pirates.
He didn't seem happy.
And serves this one out of play. So with that nice honor for Alec, he is our Hyundai in the driver's seat tonight.
A 7-game hit streak right now for Burley. 407, a pair of homers, 3 doubles, and he's driven in 11. That's more like it. That's the guy we've been used to seeing.
Not this time. A swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Alec. And he is out number 1. Jordan Walker is next.
Went to the same sequence again with 2 strikes, did Chad Patrick. Went 95 upstairs, just couldn't quite catch up to it.
Jordan Walker got jammed, but didn't break his bat. Singled to left for a 2-out knock in the first inning. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. Interesting stat in the Great Cardinals press notes today about Jordan Walker. He's played the Brewers a lot. He has 1 lifetime extra base hit against Brewers pitching. 1. That's a homer. So let's see if he can improve on that in this series. If the Cardinals want to pass Milwaukee in the division, we'd like a little more thump from him and the rest of the Cardinals offense.
How about this division overall, Chip? I want to talk about playing some good baseball.
Took a hack ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. It just seems to me, Brett, he's so much more in control and confident in his approach, and quite obviously the results too.
Yeah, it's been the process. His swing decisions have been really good, and he's been able to stick to his plan. That one catches the corner. He's thinking about it. Just appears to miss outside, but a little early to utilize that challenge if you're not totally sure.
So Patrick gets a free strike. Walker takes his time out. St. Louis leads 1-0. An RBI hit from leadoff man J.J. Weatherholt. The difference in the game. I would venture a guess in the first 6-7 weeks of this season, Jordan Walker he did it again, has had more 3-ball counts than maybe over the course of a full season.
I would agree. Last year it didn't feel like you saw many of these counts at all. It felt like it was 0-1, 0-2, and I know it felt like that for him.
Last year, that's probably strike 3. Here, he got just enough to get another look at a Chad Patrick pitch.
Able to stay on it. You know he's going to try to get you to expand on that side of the plate. Going to make you prove that you can beat him to right field.
So Walker will see a 13th pitch on the night. And that one fooled him. A cutter. And back-to-back strikeouts. Patrick has 4 of those. 2 up, 2 down. Nolan Gorman's next. Let's join the cat.
Yeah, Gorman told me when he played for the Team USA 18U team in 2017, he was in the worst slump of his life. He said the manager, Andy Stankiewicz, told him, "You're in there because we need your glove." Gorman said it was the only time in his life he batted 9th. But guys, Gorman's playing pretty good defense at third base, and that is the position he's played all his life.
Well, he's having a much more well-rounded season. The offense hasn't exploded consistently yet for Nolan, but in recent days, Brad, I like the fact that he's hit the ball hard the other way.
It's huge. I really think, and we say this about a lot of hitters, but for him, it unlocks a lot of things.
Like that, a bullet hit towards center, and it's going to be caught. Great catch by Mitchell. Gorman stands at second. The call by the second base umpire was a catch on a dive. The Cardinals will probably take a look at this. Heck of an effort on a hard hit ball. Gorman, for the moment, is called out. The Cardinals do want to take a look.
You see Mitchell there, Chip. I can read some lips too. He said, "I got it" on that last one. We'll find out.
Is challenging the catch, no catch in center field.
This was a sinking liner, a very, very difficult play for Garrett Mitchell in center field. Let's take a look at it real time. Boy, that thing is bouncing all over the place, but I don't think it touches the grass.
Little snow cone. Bobble. Did it drop? It's in the glove, it looks like. Wow, what a catch. Fans see the snow cone, they see the bounce, but it doesn't look like the ball ever hit the turf. And the glove comes off the left hand too.
I'm not sure if I've seen a presentation like that. Wow, if it stays, that was an incredible play. Take a look at the MLB Replay Center in New York.
Jordan Baker and Bill Miller, the umpires assigned our game at Replay Central. So on a night where we've got the reigning player of the week, a man that earned the play of the week honors, Garrett Mitchell might have just earned the juggler of the week award in the National League if this call stands in center.
Can you juggle, Chip?
Not at all.
Me neither, buddy.
I can jiggle but not juggle.
Well, that ain't nothing.
What an effort, and what concentration too. And let's see, looks like the verdict is almost ready to be announced by Mike Muchlinski, the crew chief in St. Louis tonight. And here we go.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. There's no catch. St. Louis will retain their challenge. The runner will stay at second base.
Well, Chip, as we were just saying, it's pretty evident that that thing touched the ground throughout the process. Great call by Ollie. Chad Blair in the video room breaking it all down. Let's see. Oh, that could be it right there. That is definitely it. That is not all leather surrounding that. So the juggling act happened afterwards. Well, 2-out double there from Gorman.
So Mason Wynn with a 2-out hit could extend the lead. And I'm still giving Mitchell an award for the best non-catch for a center fielder this week.
I think it's the best one I've seen tonight.
Yeah, great acting. He said he got it.
I believe them.
You got to sell it. But replay took care of that, and a strike for Mason. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals shortstop scored the game's only run. He led off the second with a walk. Lots of room between first and second. Lots of room down the left field line for Mason. Rengifo close to the line at third.
All right, so 2-2 again. Mason Wynn, he's doing his damage middle in, right? That's where he wants the ball, and you can back up a mistake there, but there's a good chance you get another one of those cutters on the outer half. Love to be able to see Mason stay on that, hit it with authority to the right side.
8 multi-hit games in the last 17 played for Mason. Patrick comes set, checks Gorman, who's got a huge lead at second. I don't think I've seen that in a while. Patrick didn't throw to the base. He threw to Terang, who's good 20 feet away from the bag. Another half step on the lead. The pitch hammered toward right. Long run. Frelick. Foul ground. He's going to get there and tumble into the netting. So Gorman doubles. Nothing comes of that. We're off to the fourth. Meet Cardinals legends with alumni experiences. Fans at bat, Cardinals conversations, and turn two with Ozzie. Create memories you'll never forget. Get your details at cardinals.com/alumni. Kyle Leahy leads by a run. He starts his 4th inning with William Contreras, Jake Bauers, and Andrew Vaughn. Cardinals flying high after taking 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. They were disappointed in losing yesterday, but were pleased with the overall approach. Hit some balls hard. They didn't fall. And as has been customary, the guys said, all right, we're done with the Dodgers. Let's focus on Milwaukee.
To me, that's been one of the coolest things to see.
That's hit to second. JJ perfectly placed. Contreras is the first out.
Chip, is how this team is able to bounce just day to day. Just day to day, he is able to, or this team is able to forget about what happened yesterday. Whether it was good, whether it was bad, it doesn't matter. Each and every day has got its own life to it. And it takes some real attention to detail to be able to do that. But Ollie and his staff just hammer that home each and every day.
And now it's, in many ways, Brad, taking on a life of its own. It's not a message that has to come from the manager. It's coming from his young players, which is the best part of leadership, is it not? When the guys in the room take over and it doesn't have to come from your boss.
Well, stuff starts to get lost after a while, right? If you have your manager preaching the same thing over and over again, when it comes to be a part of your identity as a club, when you have guys like Alec Burleson doing the same things each and every day, and the young kid JJ Weatherholt, I mean, this entire group, they lead each other. They know that they've got a chance to dictate what the future of this organization looks like, and that's got to be an exciting time for this group.
3 balls and a strike for Jake Bauers. And he unloads toward the gap in right center, and that's going to bounce to the fence. Bauers has 2, and he's aboard with a 1-out double, his 6th of the year. Milwaukee 3 hits, 2 of them doubles, and Bauers snaps a 1 for 15.
Well, Bauers able to hunt a fastball. This one 93 miles an hour. Chevy pitch track just at the top of the zone. Easy stroke.
Vaughn popped out to short. That was the terrific Mason Wynn play with his back to the infield. Vaughn, the designated hitter. And he got clipped on the left arm.
Sinker that just ends up right in arm side, and certainly not what you're trying to do there. Does end up, though, setting up your double play right here. Frelick, a guy that's on the ground a ton.
3rd hit batter for Leahy, the 19th for the Cardinals staff. As we mentioned, the Cardinals defensively have been excellent. 99 ground ball outs in their last 11 games. If my math is right, that's 9 per game.
You know I don't do math on the fly or in general.
And 17 double plays turned. So right guy in the box, right guy on the mound to get that weak contact.
It makes it feel so good as a pitcher knowing that your defense is tight behind you, that you can compete in the zone, that they're going to get the job done.
Little tapper. Burleson will almost wait too long, and he did. Frelick flying down the line, dive to the first base bag. Now my question is, I think Frelick's left arm went over the bag. It may not have touched it. And Burleson with the tag of the base. Let's see if the Cardinals take a look at this. I think they're going to. Frelick went in head first, and I think on contact the arm bounced and went over the bag. Let's see.
Well, Leahy gets his ground ball, but it is a slowly hit one. Very tough to tell from that angle. Here's your angle. Oh, that glove of Alec Burleson definitely catches that corner before the arm of Frelick.
Yeah, he is out. And Frelick with a chin scraper slide at first base should be out on review on a bang bang play. Well, that changes the tone of the inning. At least it should. Once again, replay in play for the Cardinals. Our game's the one on the far right of your screen. That's the kind of pressure the Brewers put on you. They are very fast, very athletic.
After review, rule in the field is overturned. Runners out. St. Louis will change their challenge.
So the Cardinals get Frelick on a ground ball to first. Pat Murphy's crew has him second and third, 2 outs. And Rengifo is next. Chad Blair doing a great job in the Cardinals replay room. I don't think he's missed one yet. And the one he did miss was with Leahy that should have been in the Cardinals' favor.
Oh, it's definitely got an asterisk by it, that's for sure.
So big batter here. Rengifo didn't get it. A swing and a miss at a slider. Five ground ball outs for Kyle Leahy. He's got 2 outs in the 4th. He's protecting a 1-0 lead. Little tapper, fast runner. JJ's got it, and Leahy's getting out of it. 3 ground ball outs. The Brewers strand 2 in scoring position. Ollie 2 for 2 in big challenges and a 1-0 lead. Honor a true legend on Saturday, May 16th when the Cardinals take on the Royals. That day, fans take home a Stan Musial military bobblehead thanks to Coca-Cola and Deerbergs. Get your details at cardinals.com/promotions. Nathan Church leads off the St. Louis 4th. Cardinals lead 1-0. And a bullet headed for the right field corner. Church picks on the first one. He's flying around first. He's on his way to second. He's got a leadoff double.
Well, Chip, this is Nathan Church knowing how the opposition is going to attack him. You know Patrick's bread and butter is the cutter. Wants to get it in, doesn't get it in far enough. Able to pull the hands in on this one, driving right down the line for another Church double.
So it's a 5-game hitting streak for the Cardinals outfielder. And now Pedro Pages bats. Patrick really tied him up. Pedro expanded his strike zone and struck out on a pitch just like that.
It might have been the exact same pitch, actually, and it's a cutter that he swung and missed it that last time, because he picked up this spin but didn't see where it was coming. That is a very deceiving pitch, cutter spin that keeps coming in on you.
That's in for a strike to even it up. Pages has hits in 6 of 7 and 10 of 12 games. Had his first career 2-homer game against the Brewers a couple of seasons ago. And this guy in many ways, Brad, personifies the surprising offense for the Cardinals. He's been well above league average offensively this season.
Yeah, he has. Just had a good little hitting streak snapped yesterday. Went 0 for 4 in the ball game, but has been able to step up for you in big spots.
There's a better take. 2 balls and a strike.
Really has been for everybody in this offense. There's not too much pressure on one guy. It's a little bit of everybody just doing their job, and it's culminated into a pretty good offense, top 10 in basically every single category.
Yeah, we're playing our 35th game. Ricky Doherty, I'm sure, has the number for us somewhere, but I'd venture at least half of those games you've had 6 guys or more getting a hit in that particular game for the Cardinals offense. It's happened 20 times. That is spreading it around.
Ricky's like a human encyclopedia over there. Are you kidding me with that?
It's incredible.
Definitely, definitely.
Fouled straight back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We need to give Ricky a nickname. We got to think about that.
Okay. You got anything off the top of your mind?
No. Not for air. Church leads at second. The payoff is outside. All right, we're reeling them in. Victor Scott punished a first pitch. He's up next. He's 1 for 1. Let's see what he does after a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Victor snapped an 0 for 15 with a solid hard hit single up the middle. Rengifo at third. Bowers at first. The Brewers setting up their infield defense, expecting a sacrifice bunt attempt. The Cardinals have 7 sacrifices on the year. Victor has 6 of them. Way high, 1 ball, no strikes. So he shows the bunt. You'd love for him to get it down if he decides to swing. That inside out stroke to left would pay dividends for the Cardinals. He's got a ton of real estate between short and third. There's the bunt. It is absolutely perfect. Sacrifice number 7 for Victor. Look at Stubby clapping his hands. That's what you like to see. Victor having a very productive night at the plate.
Just do your job, and that's exactly what Victor Scott II was able to do. This bunt needs to be down the line over at third. Bowers is down your throat at first. The pitcher's going to crash on anything up the middle. You needed to make Rengifo make this play, and he does.
So now Milwaukee's infield will play in for Weatherholt, who has the game's lone RBI. Church at third, Pajes at second. 17 ribbies for Weatherholt. And they're going to walk JJ, it appears. Wow, how about that? An intentional walk for Weatherholt. That's the first one of those in his big league career. And Milwaukee is going to play for the double play here with Ivan Herrera coming up. So how about this move from Pat Murphy? Righty versus righty, but Herrera's been on base every day for 21 straight.
Yeah, playing the numbers right here is Pat Murphy, but it can't feel good. It's got to be one of those decisions where you know you're playing with fire.
National League Manager of the Year playing the odds here. Bases loaded for the Cardinals with 1 out. 1-0 St. Louis. Get a good one to hit. Just a tick low. Good eye. 1 ball, no strikes. Herrera's second at bat. Bases loaded this year, and now he's ahead 2-0, but Contreras wants to challenge. Big swing call here. Let's see who's right. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Will the Brewers sacrifice a challenge? They will. This year the Cardinals with the bases loaded as a club, Brad, batting .455. 10 for 22.
Go ahead and add to it right here. You're in the driver's seat. He's going to try to stay away.
Swing and a drive. Rocketed toward the gap. That's going to get down off the base of the wall. Here comes JJ flying around third. He will score standing up. And Herrera clears him with a double.
With a great eye of Ivan Herrera, Chip set up that big double. 2 narrow pitches that he laid off, got himself something he could handle, a sinker in 2-0, and gave it a ride to clear the bases.
So the Cardinals' approach continues to pay dividends. Patient, powerful, and very effective in the 4th inning tonight. The Cardinals have chased Chad Patrick. DL Hall is next for the Brew Crew. The Cardinals lead game 1 by 4. Man, what a difference a year makes. Remember, Brad, last year the Cardinals struggled so mightily in bases loaded situations. That hasn't been the case this year, and Herrera with a 3-run double chases Chad Patrick. And now DL Hall answers the first Brewers Chevy call to the bullpen.
Well, nice to get into this Brewers bullpen early in the game, early in the series. DL Hall, look at his numbers, successful so far. He's in his 3rd season with the Brew Crew, originally drafted by the Orioles in the 1st round.
He came over in the Corbin Burns deal from Baltimore. He's out of Valdosta, Georgia. He was going to go to Florida State to play college ball, but Baltimore took him 21st overall in the draft. Burleson pops one up and out of play. Rengifo runs out of real estate, and Alec again quickly behind 0-2.
We'll see if DL Hall follows the same script. It was Patrick going upstairs, 2 fastballs at 95 at the letters that Burley swung through.
4 runs on 7 hits. Hall to Burleson, and Alex got the hat trick. So Hall gets the all-important first batter. That is out number 2. Burleson has seen 9 pitches, all strikes, and he's 0 for 3. So Walker's your batter. He too has a strikeout, also with a first inning base hit. Swing and a miss. Brad, you ever get a hamstring cramp in the middle of calling a big league game?
I thought that you just had like a Sour Patch Kid or something. You had a look on your face. Get a little hammy cramp, did you?
Uh-huh.
Hydrate one time. Grow up, Chip.
Unreal.
Been there.
How do you do it?
Good for you. You didn't scream on air or anything. Nice work.
I think I had the cough button pushed down. That didn't feel very good.
Now, I'm sure it's not going to be a reoccurring thing. Those cramps just go away.
Do they?
Yeah,
okay.
No, that's going to keep biting you all night.
So this is what they mean to be at the stage in your life when everything hurts, huh?
Well, it's just that big workout you probably got out.
Terrific. Yeah.
Earlier. You were squatting today, weren't you?
At one point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time called.
Now 1-2. Does he try to go away, or does he bury that breaking ball?
Yeah, he got the deuce, and that takes care of Walker. Big inning for St. Louis. It's 4-0 Cardinals.
Four-zip Cardinals. Kyle Leahy pitching well, but he's still trying to figure out how to apply his extensive pitch arsenal to starting and going through a lineup 2 or 3 times. He told me, I know it's a process, but I'm impatient. I want results now, and the team wants results now. Guys, he said, I'm not frantic or anything. I am aggressively trying to make improvements, and he looks that way tonight.
Yeah, he's doing great. 4 innings of shutout balls, 6 ground outs. Milwaukee 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Yachty and Dusty Blake looking on. And he's, as you heard Dusty say with Jim earlier, he's really mixing his pitches well so far. Look how efficient he is. Just 66 tosses as he starts his 5th frame tonight.
Oh, that is the key. And when you have an arsenal like his, when you have 7 different pitches at your disposal, like there are going to be some days where some of them feel great coming out of your hands. Sometimes they're not going to be. I'll tell you what, that feels pretty good. 94 painted on the corner on Hamilton. The 4th strikeout of the night for Kyle Leahy. That fastball command has been really good. Chip, you brought up this point last inning. The misses have been very narrow for Kyle Leahy. They haven't been big arm side erratic misses. They've been very competitive.
Leadoff man retired. Garrett Mitchell next. It's 8 o'clock at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals lead 4-0. A single run in the 2nd and 3 in the 4th. So now he starts his 3rd trip through. This is where you look for some growth from Leahy. Line to left. That's an Adam ball for out number 2. So the pitch count is sweet. Jackson Chourio 2 for 2. Let's see if Kyle can end his perfect night. Cardinals try to take game 1 of this season series. We are in Milwaukee coming up at the end of May. We will be at American Family Field the 25th, 26th, and 27th of May after we go to Cincinnati for a 3-game set first. So no divisional games until we saw Pittsburgh. They're really going to pile up this month. In order, after we finish with Kansas City, we'll have the Pirates, Reds, Brewers, and Cubs.
Love it. Love it.
And St. Louis 4-0 so far against the Central. Chourio steps out. He's behind 1-2. There's the Cardinals outfield defense. And Kyle delivers his 1-2. Cubs are hosting the Reds tonight. That one in the 2nd inning. There's no score at Wrigley. Cubs have a 2-game lead in the division. Dodgers 4-2 over Houston. That game's in the 3rd inning. Leahy, nice rhythm. Peers and powers a pitch outside. Full count. In the air to center, and Chourio is 3 for 3. Well, it's a moral victory to hold him to a couple of singles. He's hit the ball on the button 3 times.
He has right here. He got himself deep count 3-2, making sure you compete against them. Fastball down the middle. He served it right back up the box.
Tarang's 0 for 2. And fouls that away for a strike. Bryce's dad was a big league player with the Seattle Mariners back in the Lou Piniella days. Bryce putting together a nice career of his own in Milwaukee. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big story in baseball today on the field. Tarek Skubal is going to miss some time. Loose bodies in his elbow. They're going to have to operate on that.
Yeah, that is disappointing, obviously, for the Tigers. All of baseball, though, that's one of the biggest stars the game has.
Tarang, an opposite field hit. Chourio around second. He's going to scramble back. Church got to that quickly, and nice job to save 90 feet there. So back-to-back hits for Milwaukee in the 5th.
So this is something that the Brewers do really well, like the Cardinals. They will take the extra base on you in a heartbeat. You better get to the ball fast, but good scouting there by Chourio, too, knowing the arm of Church out in left field. He hits the brakes.
So dangerous hitter up. It's William Contreras. He's lined out and grounded out. And the Cardinals want to talk it over. We'll step aside for a quick word from Echo.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Contreras had back-to-back 4-hit games last week on Thursday and Friday. First time a Brewer catcher has ever done that. They've had some good ones there, including Ted Simmons. 1 ball, no strikes. Shot towards second. JJ's going to smother that, and that will retire the side. 7 ground ball outs from Leahy. Cardinals playing great. 4-zip. Well, I mentioned Ted Simmons a moment ago. Our great producer Brian Shapiro has our statue cam up and running tonight. There he is, encased in bronze outside the crown jewel of the National League, where the Cardinals lead the Brewers by a 4-0 score. Nolan Gorman leads off. DL Hall back to work. He struck out the first 2 he faced. In the Cardinals' 4th inning, St. Louis scored 3 runs after an intentional walk. Ivan Herrera ripped a bases-clearing double to left center. He's got a 2-hit night, and that makes it 4-zip. Good cut, and over the netting. Back out of play to our left. A ball and 2 strikes. Had him off stride and popped up. Contreras gives chase, and he'll squeeze that. And Nolan's retired. Hall's gotten all 3 he's faced. 1 up and 1 man down. It's Star Wars Day, Sunday, May 17th, when the Royals are in town. Fans with a theme ticket take home an exclusive Star Wars themed Cardinals t-shirt. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/theme.
Live long and prosper, Chip. You know I'm a big Star Wars guy.
You are, but I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, go ahead.
May the 4th is traditionally Star Wars Day. That is today, right? It is May 4th.
Yeah, happy May the 4th.
Yeah.
You got to mix it up sometimes. Put it on a weekend, right?
Do that, yeah.
I mean, not May the 4th. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, right. But the day.
May 17th, that's the day.
Do you think any of the characters from Star Wars
are here?
Appear? Well, either here or on the 17th?
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say on the 17th. And I think that there are some that are probably here among us that on their own time Star Wars it a little bit. You know what I mean?
So they're in disguise, but not in disguise?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can wear a full-on costume to the ballpark. There's rules against stuff like that. But I bet at home you got some Star Troopers.
Do we have phaser storage at the ballpark?
Pew pew. I don't know.
Shot towards second and under the glove of Terang. There's a break. That's an error. And a start for the Cardinals. Mason's aboard for the 2nd time.
Very rare error for the Gold Glover Terang. That was a weird one. Ball just stayed down on him. He tried to take a retreat step, knowing he had a little bit of time, but just squeaks under the glove.
Well, let's see if the Cardinals can cash that in. And a close play at first. Mason's perfect. 4 out of 4 in stolen bases. Tough to do with a left-hander staring at you. Church, Pajes, and Scott have been very productive at the bottom of the order for St. Louis tonight. Add-on runs would be nice for Leahy, who's through 5 with a 5-hit shutout. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Spock.
Yeah, really.
I think is up there, just with the fingers.
Is he the guy that invented the Vulcan changeup?
Maybe.
Little tapper hit towards short. They'll look to second, throw to first. Church advances the runner, but that's the 2nd out.
I truly, and obviously I know the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek. I just love to tick you off at home when you yelled at your TV, right? That was for you. But I don't know if I have a favorite. I have not been into the Star Wars. Though. I'll watch. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a favorite character. I mean, it's easy to say Luke Skywalker is your favorite. I think that most Star Wars fans would say Jar Jar Binks probably is up there.
Baez takes a strike. It's 0-1.
What about you?
Well, I mean, a red-blooded American male. It's tough to beat Princess Leia, wouldn't you say?
Good call.
0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Then again, you know, sometimes you go with the character that looks the most like you.
Okay.
And that's where I would go Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba. Okay. That's not good. A good self-imaging that you have there, Chip. Got to work on that confidence a little, big guy. I think you look great. More Chewbacca than anything.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know if he did it on the pregame or not, but I do hear that Mark Sweeney, Sween Dog's got a good Chewbacca.
Really?
That's what I hear.
I could hear. He's sitting in the back of the booth.
That's really good. That is a good Chewy. We're going to get him on a mic, do this. Coming in hot.
Baez takes time. So Star Wars Day, Sunday the 17th with Kansas City here. Not on May the 4th tonight.
These are the nights I don't check my direct messages. Star Wars people get mad.
2-2 is rolled foul.
What are Star Wars fans called? Like Star Trek people are called Trekkies, right? Is there a thing for Star Wars fans?
No, I don't know.
I don't either. I would like to know. Come up with some ideas.
2-2. It's a full count. That's something Ricky can look up for us. What do you think you would like to go to more, a Star Wars convention or the Furries convention?
Oh boy, tough. I've been to one, so I'd like to see what the Star Wars convention's all about.
A little pop headed towards second, and Terang leaps after he twists and turns, and that will retire the side. That is not the Death Star. That's the moon, and the Cardinals lead 4-0 headed to the 6th. Well, it's been a fun night in St. Louis tonight. Kyle Leahy has the start for the Redbirds, looking for his first home win of the season. J.J. Weatherholt got the Cardinals' first RBI. Then the biggest decision of the game went to the Brewers' Pat Murphy. After an intentional walk, Ivan Herrera made him pay, and that's where we stand.
Yeah, look. Patrick fell behind 2-0. He got a sinker he could drive and made it a 4-0 ball game. Kyle Leahy, so far so good. 5 strong innings, has worked around a little bit of traffic out there, but executing pitches. He's been on the corners. Another one on the corner, gets the call on the curveball to Bowers.
Longest outing for Leahy was his last outing, 5 1/3 innings against the Pirates. And as efficient as he's been, knock on wood, maybe he can get this one through 6 and maybe more for the Cardinals, who are in this stretch of 17 games in 17 days. You showed our fans the great work by the Cardinals pitching staff during this stretch. Leahy holding up his end of the bargain in game 1 tonight as well. Two balls, 2 strikes for Bowers. He's thinking about one thing, pulling the ball into the seats in right. 4 of his 5 homers have been to the pull side.
I'm okay if he's thinking that, especially on a well-executed pitch down. Try to go in with that fastball, just missed with the sinker.
Victor Scott slides to his right, as that one misses outside, and Leahy, with a rare mistake, a leadoff walk. For the Brewers, that's their first leadoff man to reach in the game. Andrew Vaughn is next after a quick word from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Vaughn's 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch last time. So we've been keeping track of Leahy at first pitch strikes. He hasn't thrown strike one a lot, but he's throwing a 5-hit shutout.
He's been able to get back in counts really well. And again, his misses have been very competitive misses. Good example there. Good sweeper down and away.
Leahy 9 for 24 with first pitch strikes, but he's been able to come back from being behind most of the time tonight. And that one bottom of the zone at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes. No challenge. Leahy ahead in the count.
Yeah, maybe if the Brewers hadn't lost that challenge earlier. Contreras behind the plate went for one on Herrera. He missed that one. Maybe you challenge it there. But Andrew Vaughn now in the hole.
That's lifted off to the right and into the seats, foul. Game 2 here tomorrow night. First pitch 6:45. Andre Palante and Brandon Sproat will be the starting pitchers. Neither club has named starters for Wednesday's series wrap-up. Then we head to San Diego, a 4-game series with the Padres. And strike 3 over the outside corner. A sweeper makes short work of Andrew Vaughn. 1 on, 1 out.
Well, Vaughn had 2 pitches in that at bat. Could have been challenged potentially. That one might have been off the plate away. But this is, again, talking about Leahy just being on the edges, being on the corners. The Brewers only have that 1 challenge. Still the middle innings. Not sure they want to use it there.
Frelick with a runner aboard. Has a big cut. Went to a knee and fouls it away. That's hammered toward the gap left center. Victor's going to cut that off, and the throw's going to come to Mason Wynn, and Milwaukee's got him first and third now with 1 out. Bottom part of the order is up, but Milwaukee threatening now with Rengifo, who is 0 for 2.
Leahy with the sweeper backdoor. It's on the corner, but it was still up thigh high. It was a nice job by Frelick to hit it that direction. You knew they're going to be aggressive going first to third. Good piece of base running right there by Bowers.
George Soriano just got up and is playing catch. Pajes will go to the mound. Leahy has equaled his season high in innings, but his first bit of trouble here as he's wrapping up his 3rd time through the order.
This is where the trouble hit Leahy last time out against the Pirates. Remember, he was kind of cruising right along, and then it was a 3-run 6th inning against the Buccos that ended up pulling him out of the game before Gordon Graceffo came in and got a double play to get out of it.
And that might be the end of the line for Kyle Leahy. Oliver Marmol, the Cardinals skipper, is slowly making his way to the mound. And quick word with the home plate umpire, and yes, that's going to be the call. It'll be Soriano to face Rengifo. Leahy, nice job tonight, Brad. He's in line to win the game. 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. So something for Kyle to build upon. Let's see if the Cardinals bullpen can build upon its good work in recent days. It's 4-0 Cardinals in game 1.
But you.
2 more with the Brewers in this series, Brad. That is your Budweiser. What's on tap?
Well, we're going to see Palante and Matthew Liberatore. Hopefully they can keep up the great run of starting pitching here for the Cardinals. Going to face Brandon Sproat tomorrow. TBD for the Brew Crew on Wednesday. Sproat came over in that Freddie Peralta deal, a highly touted prospect.
And the Cardinals bring on George Soriano. The first answer is Chevy called to the bullpen. Boy, has he been impressive. He has pitched himself into higher leverage situations with his excellent relief work. Gets the first batter out more often than not, and that gyro slider has been a big difference-making pitch for him.
Yeah, that combination, right? That changeup that he just missed with there, that slider that goes the other direction. Oh, by the way, he's going to run his heater up there at about 97, so a lot for the opposition to cover.
So Luis Rengifo, the first Brewer to face Soriano. 2 on, 1 out, a 4-run Cardinal game. David Hamilton, the 9th place batter, waits on deck. Hit that first guy. Ball 3. Soriano's only given up 3 hits to a left-handed batter this year. He has, however, walked 4 of them. And walks for the Cardinals relief corps have led to some sleepless nights. The pitch. George has faced the Brewers before, but that was as a member of the Marlins. He could use a ground ball here. 3-1 pitch. There's the ground ball, but it's the other way for a base hit. And Milwaukee's on the board. Rengifo with an RBI single, his 11th run driven in. And the walk to start the inning comes home to roost against Kyle Leahy.
Well, credit Rengifo right now, or right here in this at bat, for not getting too big. He took what Soriano gave him. 3-1 fastball count. Instead of trying to aim for the seats, he aimed for a wide open left side and drove in a run.
So the Brewers 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. Hamilton next. He's fast. Let's see if Cardinals could turn too quickly here. Shows bunt. And with 6 bunt hits, why not? All 1. The Cardinals are going to challenge Pius. Thought that clipped to corner. That's where Leahy's lived all night. Let's see if Pedro's right. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it is a strike. Hamilton came over to Milwaukee from the Red Sox with Kyle Harrison and Shane Drowan for Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Anthony Siegler, and a competitive balance pick. That one boring it on his hands and fouled away for a strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy. That was a slider that was heading towards the back foot.
Just a touch high. Hamilton's 28 out of San Marcos, Texas. Played college ball with the Longhorns. And swing and a miss. Change up. So 6 Brewers have struck out in the game. That's the second out of the inning, and now Garrett Mitchell is next.
Well, this has been such a highly effective pitch for George Soriano. You take a look at that change-up grip tumbling action running away there. Big pitch in a big spot.
Mitchell, the leadoff man, 0 for 3. "30 years ago, it seemed like an MLB game always hinged on the 8th or 9th inning. In today's game, Brad, it seems like it's the 6th or 7th every night."
Oh, it is. There are big decisions made.
Lifted toward left. Church retreating to the warning track. He's got room. He's got it. And that will retire the side. Soriano helps Kyle Leahy, and the Cardinals escape further trouble in the top of the 6th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Thank you, Bob Costas. Don't you love seeing that?
Teaching them up. Proper grip is everything.
That group's seen an entertaining game tonight. Victor Scott's had a hand in it. As the Brewers go ever deeper into their bullpen, left-hander Shane Drowan answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. He too came over from the Red Sox and debuted against the Red Sox. How's that for karma? High fly to center. Mitchell is galloping in and has it for out number 1. Let's update the betting odds on J.J. Weatherholt. They're brought to you by Bet365. J.J.'s got a hit. He scored a run. Needs one more knock to hit the over tonight. After a 1-for-12 run against the Dodgers, he's 1-for-2 against Milwaukee. Drowan's last game was Thursday against Arizona and memorable. His first big league win. 4 innings of 1 run, 4 strikeout ball. He was recalled April 24th from Nashville, the Brewers AAA affiliate.
Nice to have multiple guys in a bullpen that can provide length too for the Brewers. You got, I mean, Hall can eat up some innings for you. Obviously, Drowan can do that too.
And that's a product of their style of play I mentioned earlier, and it's not a criticism at all. It's just the way that Pat Murphy and his coaching staff operate. Their starters, generally speaking, don't go all that long in games. Today, Patrick just 3 1/3 innings of work. This one cracked to center again. Mitchell going back, and at the edge of the track has room. I think we said last year, man, oh man, their bullpen guys pitch a lot of innings. They make a lot of appearances. How in the world are they going to hold up? Well, they did. They won 97 games and had the best record in the league. So there is not only a method to the madness, there are results as well.
No, Pat Murphy and his pitching coach, Chris Hook, do a very good job with that bullpen. You got to have multiple guys that you can lean on, just like you talked about with Ollie. You can't go to the same guys over and over. Other guys have to be able to emerge and step into roles, and certainly something the last couple of years that Pat Murphy's squad has done a good job of.
Biggest hit of the night belongs to the man in the batter's box. That's Ivan Herrera. He's 2 for 3. After the Brewers walked J.J. Weatherholt, they pitched to Herrera, and he doubled home 3. And he almost picked up a double there. And here is our BJC Healthcare difference maker.
Well, it is Herrera after the intentional walk there of J.J. Weatherholt on a 2-hole pitch. He gets a sinker in, drove in 3, and had Busch Stadium on their feet.
And that is strike 3, and Drowan, a very impressive and quick bottom of the 6th inning. 2, 3, and 4 on the lineup card for Milwaukee coming up.
But you.
This just in, celebrate Yadier Molina's Hall of Fame induction with a brand new Yachty bobble card on Saturday, September 12th. Get your tickets and your details at cardinals.com/promotions. Jackson Churios had a perfect night. He leads off the 7th. Might have to adjust the scouting report on this guy. He's been a tough out for the Cardinals.
Well, he's just used the whole field. Everything's been up the middle for him. He's got pitches middle away from him that he drove. Might have to work him inside. He stands off the plate, though. Not going to be easy to get in there. But Soriano here has got Jackson Churio. Cardinals have their bullpen ready. Jojo Romero is out there. You'd think that he'd be ready for the left-handed hitting Bryce Terang.
2 balls and a strike. Dangerous part of the Brewers order is up. They're down 3 runs, hits even 7 apiece. You can see when Soriano starts to drift toward the first base line, that arm lags and he missed. So an important pitch here. 3 balls and a strike. See if he can get direct to the plate. That helps. Churio swung at ball 4. Full count now.
He got that fastball count and got the slider instead. Came out of his shoes.
Turang and Contreras to follow here in the 7th. And ball 4 is outside. Perfect night continues for Churio. And here comes Ali. It'll be JoJo Romero versus Turang, Contreras, and Jake Bauers. The proverbial lefty lane presents itself in a 3-run game. 4-1 the Cardinals lead. We're in the 7th. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Man, it's great to feel the buzz around the ballpark. Not a giant crowd tonight, but they've been entertained with a 4-1 Cardinals lead. St. Louis trying to go 3-1 on this homestand after taking 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. If the bullpen can seal the deal, they'll win round 1 with Milwaukee tonight.
Well, JoJo Romero, 17th game of the season for him. Pitched once in the series against the Dodgers, a scoreless frame, struck out a pair. JoJo coming in to face the lefty Turang. He'll have Turang, then Contreras.
That pushed him off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
Pretty good pitch to set up that good slider away.
JoJo's been awfully good, as you know. In fact, that's continued this season. One of the best setup guys in our league has done his job. The Cardinals 13-3 when he pitches this year. And are 44-21 dating back to last season. But he's got some work to do here with Turang ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. 1 on, none out. And he's gone to ball 3. Collectively, this, as we have said, has been the issue for the Cardinals this year. The bullpen has walked a lot of guys. Soriano, a leadoff pass here. And that one shot into left. It's a base hit. So 2 on, nobody out. And the tying run is coming up. It's Contreras, who's 0 for 3 in the game.
Well, Bryce Turang, the All-Star a year ago, 3-1, got a fastball middle inside out swing.
And to put the walks in perspective, the Cardinals bullpen has walked 9 more men than the starting staff, and they've pitched about 45 fewer innings.
Yeah, not great.
And JoJo falls behind to Contreras, who's 0 for 2 head-to-head with the Cardinals reliever.
Well, Contreras did ground out last time. You would love something on the ground here.
He was thinking about tying it. Got the sweeper. It's an even count. There's the ground ball. Mason's got it. That's going to be 2. Runner at third, 2 outs. Good call, Brad. Cardinals keep racking up the double plays. JoJo needed that one badly.
Just a sinker at the bottom of the zone. It was a well-executed pitch. Threw it on the heels of that slider beforehand. Nice, easy play there for Mason Wynn, and big inning shifter right there.
So Bauers is the scheduled batter. Gary Sanchez, one of their catchers, will pinch hit. Powers will end his night 1 for 2 with a double and a base on balls with a walk. Sanchez, the former Yankee, and that reminds us all that those of us in this business lost a real good friend this morning. John Sterling, the longtime voice of the New York Yankees, passed away today. Great career in New York, unmistakable voice. Did pro basketball, was a broadcaster for the Braves when I was a kid, a longtime family friend, and he'll be missed by many. The thing I loved about John was he was unflinchingly himself. He was quite the character, and just a great broadcaster for all those great Yankees teams. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. Michael Kay doing the Yankees game tonight. Aaron Judge, I think, hit a home run early in the game, and he broke out one of John Sterling's calls. They were partners together on radio for a number of years. He might be a guy that ends up with a plaque out in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, absolutely. You mentioned it, just the iconic voice. You knew as soon as you heard him who it was. Just felt bigger with him on the call. So echoing you, thoughts and prayers to family and friends and baseball fans in general.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Jojo Romero. Gary Sanchez pinch hitting. He's got 5 homers. Best he could do is make it a 1-run game. And here it is. It's tapped foul at the plate. It's funny how baseball works. Yankees lose one of their great voices today. On this day in 2010, the Tigers fans lost the great Ernie Harwell at the age of 92. Ernie Harwell saw those great Tigers teams from his perch at Tiger Stadium. What a gentleman he was. That's outside, full count. And now here comes maybe the most important pitch of the game.
Well, you knew that Gary Sanchez wasn't going to make it easy on the Cardinals. Been hitting left-handed pitching very well this year. A 409 clip for Gary.
And ball 4. Another walk. So first and third, 2 outs. Andrew Vaughn is next. You know, Vaughn's thinking about a magical return. His partner in crime, Churio's a perfect 3 for 3 with a walk. Vaughn not so fortunate to this point. He's 0 for 2 and has been hit by a pitch. So 2 walks in the inning. And Milwaukee will run. Tyler Black will be the pinch runner. So Vaughn, the designated hitter. First and third, 2 outs, 4-1 Cardinals game. On the ground, that should take care of business. Mason's got it. The flip to first is in time. Well, we'll see if someone can hit one high, hit one far, as we remember the great voice of the Yankees, John Sterling, who passed away earlier today.
Visit Jack for a chance to win $75K.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Sunday, May 17th, the Cardinals host the Royals. That day, fans take home a stylish boat tote. That's thanks to Coca-Cola and Walmart. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
When are you going to invite me on your boat, Chip?
I don't have a boat.
Oh, the old I don't have a boat again. Okay, we're going to play that game, are we?
Don't have a boat.
Okay.
But if I did, I would call it the Flying Wasp. As Burley puts it in play, that's how our Honda home run inning will kick off. Burleson makes contact and is retired for out number 1. Got to have somebody wearing a home run chain tonight. Maybe this guy can do it for us in the Honda home run inning. If Jordan or anyone else goes deep, we'll make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, courtesy of your Gateway Honda dealers. Have a feeling the home run chain, Jim Hayes, is something that's going to take off this summer in St. Louis.
I sure hope so. You know, just the backstory on it. Jose Fermin wanted the Cards to have a home run celebration like the other team, so he took it upon himself to make it happen. He told me for some reason we started barking after home runs after Nathan Church did it the first time. So he went online and he found that I got that dog in me chain. Pozo took over the chain distribution duties. He's been great at that. And for me, it says the whole thing cost about $20, and now we got a thing.
That's money well spent right there.
I kind of like it.
That is money well spent. I like it too. Everybody's kind of got their thing. They already had something going anyhow with the barking. Might as well add the rally, the home run chain to it.
Yeah, we saw the Mariners with their home run trident in Pittsburgh. They have the welder's shield
mask,
or mask, whatever that's called.
Tell you what, I've purchased far stupider things on Amazon. So a lot of them are in this booth.
So, I was about to say.
Somebody hit the fog machine. Go.
Hey, they found our home run chains. We got some up in the booth as well. We'll have to show you those in a second. The pitch is over but low. And Walker earns another full count. Jordan keeps fighting hard and earns himself another chance. And ball 4. Nice trip to the plate for Walker. He's aboard for the second time. And Drowan has his first base runner and goes lefty-lefty with Nolan Gorman. Brad's got his chain on. He's ready for a lefty-lefty home run here.
What happened to your chain? I thought we're all wearing these rally chains here.
Okay, hold on. All right.
Now, these don't say anything about having the dog in us, but you know we do. You know we do. We're ready.
So
this feels good. I told you I wanted to get a chain for a while. This feels like the right weight. Like
if only it was real gold, that would be like, outstanding.
It's unassuming, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't even notice that I've got this thing on. But I think I can pull this off.
I think so.
Yeah.
I tell you what, why don't you wear that tomorrow at home?
Just every day, just kind of roundabout.
See? Look like that kid. Put your shades on.
Chain. Yeah, I need some of those. He's got those pit vipers. Those are nice.
He's wearing the same hat that the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, wears when he broadcasts the game.
That Masters giveaway hat. I like that thing.
But he is in the spirit of the season as the Cardinals lead 4-1. Pop fly foul and out of play. The guys, when they hit a home run, they bark in the dugout.
Yeah.
Do you have you heard Sweeney's Chewbacca?
It was really good. I was actually very impressed with that.
Do you have a good bark?
Oh, my bite is worse. I'll tell you that. I don't know if I have a good bark. Everybody's got a bark.
Hot shot right field. That's a base hit. Walker had to hold up for a moment, and he will stop at second. Gorman has a multi-hit game, a double, and now a single as St. Louis tries to add on.
Got a feeling the dogs are barking right now in the Cardinals dugout. They like what they see here. Left on left slider, tried to bury it away, snapped, hooked it though down the line, and looks like that's going to be it there for Drowan.
So Grant Anderson will be summoned from the Brewers bullpen. Milwaukee goes 3 deep in relief to this point. St. Louis is howling at the moon, leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Thank you for watching Cardinals TV, presented by Bet365 with Cat Jim Hayes and Brad Thompson. Chip Carey with you. Game 1, Cardinals lead the Brewers 4-1, and say hello to Grant Anderson, the next man to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen.
Little extra stank on that, Thompson. Thank you for getting it correct this week. Unbelievable.
Anderson's been really good for Milwaukee. And we hear so many hitters say that kind of low 3/4 arm angle is problematic.
It's just, first of all, right on right. It feels like it's on top of you. And then from that angle, that fastball just continues to ride at the top of the zone. He's also got a sinker that'll turn over, the sweeper. So you think from that angle, fastball averages right around 93, 94 for Anderson. I guarantee you it feels like it's a little firmer than that and stays true.
2 aboard, 1 out. And lifted out of play for Mason, who's gotten on base twice. He walked and scored in the 2nd and reached on an error in the 5th inning. Walker's got a huge lead at 2nd. Still some work to be done in this game, but these two teams play a very similar style right now. The Cardinals have the biggest hit of the game, and that's the difference in the game. Leahy was excellent as the Redbirds starter tonight. And a shot to right, a base hit. Walker, a huge jump. He's flying around 3rd. The throw comes into 2nd where they will get Gorman, but that will score the 5th Cardinals run. It's a 5-1 game. Mason Wynn, good piece of hitting, hits the ball the other way, and it's a 4-run Cardinal lead.
Well, first things first, this one right here, it's a fastball away to Mason Wynn. This is one of the swings I think that the Cardinals have been waiting on. Great jump by Jordan. He's going to score easily, and a heads-up play out in right field by Frelick to throw behind Gorman to steal an out. That was smart play by them. Great piece of hitting by Mason Wynn.
9-6 the put out at 2nd base. Wins 14th RBI. And now Nathan Church looks to add to a 1-for-3 night. He's doubled and scored. And add-on runs this time of game. That is enormously important. 5-1 St. Louis the lead. The run charge belongs to Drohan. Ryan Stanek is up in the Cardinals bullpen. Ryan will come on and face the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Brewers 8th. That then gets you set up, if all goes well, for Riley O'Brien perhaps in the 9th, even with a 4-run lead. We shall see. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Only the 4th inherited runner that has scored against Grant Anderson this season. Jordan Walker is that guy. As Church off stride, tomahawks the bat into foul ground. That's popped to short, and that will send us to the 8th inning. St. Louis cashes in another walk. They extend their lead to 5-1.
Let's go places.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium. Top 8, the Cardinals are up 5-1 over the Brewers alongside Mark Sweeney. We will have the post-game show presented by CarShield. Hey, Kyle Leahy, solid in this game, continuing to improve. We'll break down a key 4th inning. Ivan Herrera was great.
Yeah, he's getting better and better, and that 4th inning was huge because Herrera coming up big with the bases loaded.
Ryan Stanek in the game, Chip and Brad.
Thank you, Danny, and we look forward to talking about a Cardinal winner here in game 1. You're right, it is Ryan Stanek. He's the 3rd to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen. Ryan last pitched 2 days ago against the Dodgers, a scoreless inning with a strikeout. This is Stanek's 483rd career appearance in the major leagues. And he's going to get a ground ball to first for the first out. Frelick is retired. And he's 1 for 3 in the game. Always good to get that first guy. Now it's Luis Rengifo who's 1 for 3.
Right now, right, 4-run lead. You are on the attack. Talked a lot about with Leahy wanting to command count. Same thing with Stanek, right? This isn't a guy that has necessarily been that control guy. He has got stuff and tons of it. But nice to be able to do that. Drop that slider in for strike one. Now you can go to work.
Rengifo has the lone Brewers RBI. A 6th inning single. And didn't get that. It's 0-2. There's the splitter.
That's a big time run to it. One of the issues with the splitter at times for Stanek is he's not able to throw it in the strike zone. It never looks like a strike out of the hand. That one did. That thing started middle and then just dove away.
He's got a split grip. Let's see what he throws. 0-2. He threw another one, and Rengifo didn't come close. 2 up, 2 down. And David Hamilton is the Brewers' final hope in the 8th inning.
2 nasty ones in a row. 2 different profiles on him, too. The pitch prior to this one had more arm side run. This has tumbling action just at the bottom of the zone to get Rengifo to swing over.
Hamilton is 0 for 3 with a couple of punch outs. And he's going to pop out to left. Church is there. How about Stanek? That is a 7-pitch 1-2-3 8th inning. He needed that. We needed that. Cardinals enjoy a 5-1 lead late.
And you can eat.
Cardinals trying to win their 21st game. They're in good shape, leading 5-1. We're up in the 8th inning. And another call to the bullpen coming for Pat Murphy and the Brewers, and it's an old friend, Jake Woodford, who's pitching in his 11th game for the Brew Crew.
Jake, first round pick of the Cardinals all the way back in 2015, spent 2020 through 23 in this Cardinals pitching staff.
He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Cardinals. And that is off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Cardinals can win this one. It'll be an historic victory for Oliver Marmol. More on that after the 1-0 pitch. Ollie's 1 win away from tying Miller Huggins for 11th place all time on the Cardinals win list. Miller Huggins managed the Cardinals through the 1917 season. Then couldn't come to terms on a contract with the Cardinals and new ownership. And oh, by the way, the arrival of a guy named Branch Rickey. Then went to the Yankees in 1918 and had the pleasure of managing Murderers Row, the great 1927 Yankees club. Miller Huggins' last managerial year, 1929, he passed away in 1929. So Ollie tried to match one of the all-time great managers who began his managerial career as a Cardinal. That is a strike on the challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So Ollie trying to match Miller Huggins and nearing closer and closer to Joe Torre.
Woodford ready, and his pitch is upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mets 1-4-2. They beat Colorado today. Boston beat the Tigers 5-4. Detroit without Tarek Skubal, who's got surgery scheduled to remove loose bodies in the elbow. Swing and a miss. Pages retired. There's your first out of the 8th inning. And it's Victor Scott's turn. Let's see what he does after a quick word from Auto Owners Insurance.
With the right coverage from auto owners, when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
Phillies won today. They beat the Marlins 1-0. Phillies are on a roll. They're 6-1 since their managerial change. Victor's had a nice night. He's 1 for 2. A 2nd inning single and a sacrifice bunt that was effective and forced the Brewers to issue an intentional walk, and then of course the bases clearing double.
It was huge, right? The little things in a situation, got to be able to get one down. He has been great at that this season. What is it now? 7 sack bunts for the team. Vic's got 6 of them. Ish. I'm not good at math.
But that's the obvious step in his evolution. Can he make enough consistent contact? Can he shoot the ball the other way? Can he force the opponents to respect his abilities when he's swinging the bat to allow him to lay down bunts? Gordon Graceffo and Riley O'Brien are playing catch. Interesting dilemma for the Cardinals in that you've got a 4-run lead. It's not a save situation, and you've got the top of the Brewers order coming up with all that thunder.
Yeah, and you would love to be able to get this first one. Look, Graceffo's throwing the ball really well too, so I don't think that you can make a bad decision here when it comes to it. You also wonder how much potential weather tomorrow factors into a decision. There's supposed to be rain all afternoon, evening tomorrow, so there is a chance that whoever goes doesn't go back to back. You might have a long night here at the ballpark, or no night here at the ballpark.
Full count pitch. And a line drive toward the gap. Run, Victor, run. Look at him go. Around first. On his way to second. Mitchell, a heck of a job to get to that before it rolled to the warning track. A 2-hit night for Victor Scott, who again started play tonight 0 for his prior 15.
Dude, that look on his face, that flex at second, that is a culmination of a lot of hard work. Look at this stroke. This is a cutter. It's down and away, stays on it, fast hands, able to shoot it into the left center gap. He's been working every single day, trying to shorten up the swing, trying to go the other direction. A little frustration put into that baseball. Nice work there by Vic.
Well, let's see if he can score his first run tonight. 10 hits for the Cardinals. Seven different players again have a hit. 5 different Cardinals have scored a run. We talked about that earlier tonight. This will be the 21st time the Cardinals have had this spread offense working in 2026. Inside for number 26, J.J. Weatherholt. That's another big stat. Cardinals have made big pitches when they had to. Milwaukee has stranded 11 runners. Says something too, Brad, that if we can get 3 more outs with this lead, the Cardinals would go 7-4 in this very testing stretch.
Yeah, well, and you look at this stretch, 3 of the losses very narrow to the Mariners. Like, that was a great series. We're in every single game. Could have won any one of those games, but talked about this gauntlet that they're in. Boy, they have definitely done more than hold their own. Ollie's club is out there swinging.
Weatherholt looking for a multi-hit game. He's got a 2-2 count. And smashes that foul off to our left.
Did I hear you almost got a souvenir up here yesterday? I heard there was a very close.
It was pretty close.
Ball.
If Ricky'd had the net out, we would have had a chance. Mark didn't even try. He was an outfielder and a first baseman. Didn't even stretch.
Well, he must have known that it wasn't getting up here. He's got great instincts.
There's a base hit. Victor broke back towards second, but he's going to get waved around. Here comes the throw, cut off. Multi-hit games from the 9-1 hitters, and the Cardinals are pulling away at 6-1.
Well, you asked for a little add-on late in this ball game, and you got it. J.J. Weatherholt having himself a day. Another RBI single. This time it's the sweeper. It stays up in the zone, rakes this thing into right field. Pretty.
18 RBIs for Weatherholt. And the Cardinals extend that lead to 6-1. I just can't get over how balanced this offense is. How many times over the prior 3 years I've been here, we'd sit back and hope one or two guys were hot at the same time. Now, the Cardinals are winning games when 4 or 5 guys have 1 for 4 afternoons or evenings.
What I think you're seeing, too, is just a really good approach that guys are sticking with. Whether it's against the starting pitcher or whether it's against a reliever, you're seeing so many selfless at-bats, going the other direction, not coming out of your shoes. Situational baseball has really paid off.
Yeah, Brant Brown in his Brant speak would say, mind your manners as a hitter. I'll explain after the 0-2. And by that he means take what they give you. Don't chase pitchers around the zone. Know what you're looking for, and when you get that pitch, don't miss it. But don't expand. And by and large, they haven't done that this year.
Just been a very disciplined group.
That's cut on and missed. Herrera is retired, and 2 are out in the 8th inning. I think that'd be a fascinating feature for Jim or Danny to get the players to go through Brant Brown's hitting dictionary and his little sayings, because they've really been effective. I mean, he says home runs aren't hit, they're thrown. That's just
time to hit and a time to slug.
Right. It's just a very, very consistent message that's been very well received by a club eager to learn. Burleson trying to keep his hit streak alive. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And what's been really uncharacteristic about Alec, it's been 0-2 with every pitch. First 3 trips to the plate, struck out 3 times on 9 pitches. Put it in play in the 7th, and here he is again, 0-2 in the 8th. You don't worry about Burley. As we said, he had that quiet series against Seattle and then blew up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's able to snap out of it fairly quickly.
That's chopped to first. That's fair ball, and that is going to retire the side. Well, Victor Scott the second and J.J. Weatherholt having some fun tonight. J.J. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Victor Scott, couple of hits. And says hello to the camera at 6-1 as we go to the 9th. Another nice night for J.J. Weatherholt. Victor Scott the second as well. The Cardinals spread offense paying dividends, and now with a big lead, you turn it over to Gordon Graceffo. And how about those eye-popping numbers?
Another guy that has emerged in this bullpen. Keep talking about the bridge to the back end of a ball game. Well, Graceffo has been able to provide that, looking to shut the door here tonight. 5-run lead in the 9th inning. And I love seeing that. That's one of the biggest reasons that he's had the success that he has. He has been on the attack, going right after the opposition.
Garrett Mitchell, the leadoff man and center fielder, is 0 for 4 and was reaching for that, and that'll curl out of play. Cardinals again started play tonight, 2 games behind the Cubs. The Cubs are posting the Reds. That game's 3-3 in the 7th inning. Cubs have won 5 straight. The Reds have cooled off. They've dropped 3 in a row. Graceffo 0-2, and on the ground, JJ. Nice backhand and another perfect throw. So the night started with Kyle Leahy. 5 1/3 innings tonight. Here are his outs. That's your StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Well, earlier in the game, you heard Dusty with Jim Hayes talking about using his whole arsenal. Well, he did that. 6 outs with a 4-seam, 5 with the slider, and he is your Budweiser player of the game. 5 1/3 strong from him. Worked around 6 hits, struck out 5 in this one. And overall, I thought he had a fantastic performance.
7 ground ball outs for Kyle. In fact, the Cardinals team 12 outs on the grass. This one in the air, and Victor, a great jump. He is to the warning track, plays it off the wall beautifully. Chourio chugging towards second. What a return for him. 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and a walk.
Yeah, personally feel like he could have used another day, but as he's come back today, that is his 5th career 4-hit game. Had 3 of those last season. This guy has been just on fire, and early on in his career, been a bit of a Cardinal killer.
Well, he's getting it out of his system tonight. Well played by Victor. And Turang bats. He's got a 2-hit game. Chourio has 4 of Milwaukee's 9 hits tonight. What a player. But all the Brewers can do is ponder what could have been. To this point, they're 1 for 10. With runners in scoring position, they've left 11 men on base. Need 2 more outs. Gordon's 26 years old, a 5th-round pick by the Cardinals in 2021. Got to the big leagues for the first time 2 years ago. Another one to center. Victor on the run. He's gone as far as he can go, and Milwaukee has made things a little more interesting. Bryce Turang hits a homer to straightaway center. It's 6-3. Fifth for Turang.
Well, the curveball from Gordon Graceffo has been a really good pitch for him this year. Unfortunately, this one stays down and in right into the swing of Turang. 414-foot shot.
And now you're seeing why add-on runs are so important, right? In the 7th and 8th innings. Had those not scored, we might be looking at a 4-3 game with this guy up. William Contreras is 0 for 4. So just in case Riley O'Brien is playing catch again, that would be potentially a moral victory for the Brewers. Get Riley in the game after trailing by 5 runs in the 9th. That one caught a corner, and is Contreras going to challenge? He is. And I think he's going to be right. He is. Contreras right on top of the plate. Lines that into left center field. So he got the green light. 3-0. It's 3 straight hits, and all of them loud. And here comes Oliver Marmol. Didn't want to. He had a 5-run lead. Now he's got to go get Riley O'Brien. That one off the bat at 112 miles an hour. So Riley O'Brien will be pressed into duty here. It's gotten a little dicey in the 9th. 3-run lead, 1 on, 1 out.
But you.
Well, the Cardinals had at one point a 5-1 lead. It's now 6-3. Riley O'Brien was up and throwing in the bullpen an inning ago, and now he's on in the 9th with 2 in, 1 on, and 1 out. O'Brien's been terrific, 9 out of 11 in saves. Last one against the Dodgers, though, came with some drama. You talk about a game of inches. 3 batted balls that were hits off the end of Mason Wynn's glove and J.J. Weatherholt's glove made things very, very tight.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, you know that, right? So sometimes you look at the overall results, give up 4 hits, a couple of runs in an inning. Not what you wanted, but you realize how narrow the margins are. You get right back to work, and got himself still a 3-run lead here with a runner on.
Tyler Black, first pitch. Burley's got that. One there, and a little late. And Black trips over the first base bag and belly flops down the first base line. He knew he had to fly down to the first base bag and just did beat the wrap. Contreras forced out at second. 2 are away in the top of the 9th.
Well, they're going to go check out Riley O'Brien as well. I don't know if Riley's leg got in the way or if he was stepped on. He's saying maybe it was an elbow that caught him. Adam Olson, the Cardinals trainer, checking. He says he's good to go.
So some incidental contact at first. There's the out at second, and here.
Let's see, yeah, got a full knee into that throwing arm of O'Brien. It caught him pretty good.
Riley says he's fine. The Brewers still checking on Black at first, and Tyler's going to stay in the game. And we need one more out, with the runner at first and Andrew Vaughn coming up. 6-3 game. Black spent some time on the Nashville injured list with a right shoulder impingement. He played for Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic. He was the 33rd overall pick in the 2021 draft and had injury problems last year, a broken hand. So his run doesn't mean all that much. The best Vaughn could do is make it a 1-run game, but we'd rather not see Frelick here in the 9th. Let's see him tomorrow. Hits even 11 apiece. O'Brien delivers, and it's a strike. Black moves up 90 feet. I assume defensive indifference. In the air to right. Walker on the run. He's under. He's got it. And the Cardinals take round 1 against Milwaukee. And partner, the Redbirds are 5-0 against the Central. They earn a 6-3 win tonight.
Well, this is another all-around team game. Leahy did a great job of setting the tempo in this one. The big hit was off the bat of Ivan Herrera, bases clearing double. How huge was that? J.J. Weatherholt, he drives in a pair. Mason Wynn drove in one as well. Victor Scott had a nice day at the plate as well. Chip, a lot of great things to be excited about in the first game against the Brewers.
And Kyle Leahy, his first win at Busch Stadium this year. 5 1/3 innings of very, very solid starting work. The offense spread around once again. And the bullpen bent but didn't break. And the Cardinals with another 6-run, 11-hit attack get to play Freebird at Busch Stadium here at the end of Game 1. The bunt by Victor Scott II set up a tough decision for Pat Murphy. He intentionally walked Weatherholt to get to Herrera, and that move worked out beautifully.
It did. It was a 2-0 count. He was ready to hunt a fastball, anything on the inner half, and that's what he got. He got a sinker in, drove it off the wall, and brought in 3.
So Fredbird enjoying things tonight. The Cardinals, before a crowd of a little over 22,000, have picked up their 21st win on the season. And St. Louis maybe can gain a game on the Cubs, who are tied late with the Cincinnati Reds. Let's join Jim Hayes for our star of the game interview down on the turf.
Yeah, Ivan Herrera had 2 hits, included a bases clearing double in the 4th. The bases clearing double came after the Brewers walked J.J. Weatherholt intentionally to get to you. That didn't seem to sit so well with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. I understand that they're trying to get a double play, but, all I'm trying to do is, put the team in front. I think those situations, those are the situations I want. I want the pressure, I haven't had any runner score position, it was, I felt good that I finally can come through for the team.
You crushed a 2-0 sinker after leaving a couple of borderline pitches. You have a really good feel for your strike zone. Where does that come from?
I just try to, in the minor leagues, I try to focus about being a good hitter, being able to hit the ball both sides of the field, work my walks, that was my entire focus in the minor leagues. I didn't hit many home runs, so I think that came from that, and it's just something I put in work since I started in the minor league, so I think that come from that.
You guys keep winning and winning and winning in different ways. What do you think has been the key?
I mean, just everybody doing their part, you know, from top 1 to 9, everybody just trying to do the best for the team. And I think when you play selfish, not selfish, I think it's gonna give you results like we are right now. You know, usually I get on base for the guys, Burley bring us in, Walker, they having such a great season, JJ getting on base. I mean, this guy incredible. Everybody is doing their thing. Victor Scott, two-hit game, you know, huge for him. You know, I'm just happy for these guys.
Fun to watch. Thanks for the chat.
Of course.
Ivan Herrera.
He had the big hit tonight, and the Cardinals 5-0 against the division, a 3-1 homestand, Brad, and 7-4 in this 17-game in 17-day stretch.
I love Ivan talking about that team-first mentality. It is evident when you watch these guys. They are battling for each other. They get a chance to battle for a series victory tomorrow with Andre Palante on the mound.
Should be a lot of fun. We will start our coverage at 6 o'clock. Brad and I have first pitch at 6:15. Cardinals a winner again, 6-3 your final score. Thank you for joining us. We will see you at Busch tomorrow night.